Hi, all, Agent here, and it's been quite a while since we did a video, so it's time for a video. We're going to play a support build. It's only got blasters, but it's got 12 of them. It's got blink, it's got DSM, and it's got an EMP on it. Problem is that in most circumstances, I need my team to be responsive and support me as I support them. I can't get out there and brawl like a shotgun build or a good laser build all by myself, although it does work sometimes. It's not the most optimal of builds for that. So I'm going to get on the point, use the tools I have. We popped the DSM, we popped an EMP. I am still on the point, stalling them from taking it. Problem is I'm out of allies. There's nobody left here fighting, and I am about to die. So we're going to have to blink out of there. Don't really have much of our bot left, but we do have enough to get away. This little trick I've been doing since modules existed was basically I turned them into the pilot seat and used them just like I would use a pilot seat, attach parts to them, attach movement parts to them, and use it as an escape, a mode of escape, or I guess an ejector seat is what they used to call it. So we captured mid. Looked like what I was doing there helped out. We did manage to take the point, but now they're capping our near point, so I'm going to come over here and I'm going to fight for the point. I've got EMP and shield up, so I know I can probably beat most of the builds I've seen so far in a straight up 1v1, but luckily he flew away. We've got an ally chasing him for the kill. He's probably going to come over here and get on the point with me. Maybe not, who cares? I'm taking it. Don't actually need his help. He would be better off supporting the rest of our guys over at far, which is what I'm headed to do right now. But a lot of times players won't do what's actually best to win. They'll do what's best to get points. That way at the end of the match they can say, well, look at me, I'm MVP or whatever. Well, I don't do that, and I don't recommend doing that, because there's a lot of games I lose, and it's not because I lost the game. It's because I see teammates doing whatever gives them the most points and screw actual strategy and tactics. So what I'm doing here is I just told my team they're all going to go fight over middle. We've got near and far. They're going to have to go past far to take near if they want to try that. So I'm going to hang out over here, and it's taken longer than I thought, but I thought someone was going to come out right away. Whoever spawned next, or somebody was going to make a beeline for their near point, which is our far point, and try to take it back. It hasn't happened yet. Now it's finally happening, but I told my team what I was doing so they know what I'm up to over here. So now we're going to move in, and we're just going to stall this cap. We're going to hit this player with an EMP, get him off the point. They tried to move. Their momentum took them off of the point. I don't have to sit here, but I am anyway. And we've done enough damage to them. They've got no energy to where they're going to retreat, head back to base. So we're going to pull off the point for now. We want to be able to ambush them. We don't want to be sitting there in the wide open making ourselves a target. We want to be nearby just like this, and we want to come out when they go to take the point. Don't want to be sitting there, because then that gives them the advantage. They've got the drop on you. I want to be hiding. I want to get the drop on them. So that's what we're doing. We're going to use the shield to play games a little bit, shoot all the guns off of this bot. It's going to have to blink back to base again. 2 out of 3 times so far, failed to take the point. Now we've got another bot that's going to move in and try to take the point from me, but I'm going to shoot it up. It was already damaged, and it has to also retreat. So now we've repelled 3 bots, and we're going to try this again. Same bot a couple times, but technically we've repelled 3 bots from this point all by ourselves with these nifty little modules that we're using. So we're going to do the same thing with the shield. I'm going to wait to pop my EMP until I think that flying bot is over top of me. Feels like he is, so I'm going to pop it. Apparently he got out of it or just was not in it. So didn't get him with the EMP. The other player got out of it. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and retreat. I did have a shield. I probably could have stayed there a little bit longer and delayed it some, but they probably would have killed me at that point. There's 3 of them there, and it gets really hard to start playing games with people with that disc shield when they can be shooting you from 3 different angles. So instead, we're going to move out. We're going to help our team. We accomplished what we wanted to over there. We stalled them taking that point back, left them without a shield for a little bit, and we're going to move in and help our buddy out here. Actually, not our buddy. I just call on all your teammates are your buddies. Doesn't matter if you don't even like them. You're all working together to win. I think it's a Hound Eye from Half-Life 2. Can't tell. Some kind of art bot. It looks pretty cool up close. But anyway, we helped him survive. I don't know what he's going off to do, but I'm coming back to mid to defend. Popped my shield a little too far out. The player in front of me on my team was pretty heavily damaged, and I didn't know how well built he was, like if another shot was going to kill him or not, if it hit the right place. So I tried to shield him. So we don't have it now on the point, but we do have an EMP. Nobody's on the point yet, so I'm not going to use it. I'm going to sit. I'm going to tank whatever damage I can tank. We've got a lot of redundancy. We've got 12 blasters on the spot. You only need 6 for optimal fire rate. So we're going to try the shield trick again. We're just going to pop it. We're going to sit on the back side of it, and we're going to make life difficult. We definitely want to be on the opposite side of it with the shotgun build. And now I've got no shield left, so I pop the EMP to help stall, get them off the point, whatever it takes. Get rid of these guys. I've got allies over here, so it's just no problem to mop up after that EMP. And now we're down to one enemy trying to take this point. Also backpedaling, headed back to their base, defending, and they were all too busy trying to assault this point that they didn't get that first core, so it's a bonus. Now we're going to move out just a little bit. We don't want to stray too far away from mid, because right now we're kind of turtling up on mid. I agree. I didn't say it in chat, but I definitely agreed with Lapis C there when he said, I don't know if you noticed it, need 3 on mid at all times. Very true. It's pretty solid strategy. Not always going to work, but it's pretty solid. So that's what I'm going to do. We're going to hang out over here and respond to far, or which is our near, if we need to. But for the most part, most teams are going to try to assault middle because they know they're going to have an easier time keeping that as opposed to the far point or our near point. From their perspective, obviously, it's far point. So hopefully that's confusing to you and you have no idea what I'm talking about at this point. EMP. It was kind of silly to use it there, but I wanted to stun them in their base and make them take even longer to come out. This game mode is, it's about point control, so the more you're stalling enemies off of the points or even on the points, the better off you're gonna be, the better you're gonna do. So sometimes every once in a while I'll do something silly like that. I'll hit them in their own shield with an EMP just to stun them. And the time it takes them to fight their way back to the point, maybe I've got it up again. So here, instead of charging face first, direct route straight into the point, it was almost captured already. I didn't want them to basically have it pocketed, so I just went on the other side of the wall, hid there, hung out, and waited for that player to fly away. We're going to lag here in the video a little bit. I don't know why it did that. It was not lagging in game. It was just my video capture. But we took that point. We got their shield down, so I blinked up and over. I was going to try to steal. Didn't work. They captured our near point. Again, don't know why the video itself was lagging. It was definitely not lagging in game. So, and I've got a really beefy computer. There's no way the game is lagging. But whatever happened, happened. You can still see what's going on, so I'll stop talking about the video lag. So anyway, I was trying to get over there and steal some crystals, but now they've got our near point. Nobody's really taking it back, which I guess is not a big deal because we've got 2 points. You typically want to have your near point at pretty much all times, but we don't. I guess in this case it's okay. It's working for us. I am sitting on their point now. We're going to stall this capture again. I'm going to try to shoot this bot's guns off. I did it by accident the first couple times, and it just seemed like they're really easy to shoot off. The bot itself may be built fairly well, but the gun mounts definitely need a lot of work. So shotgun build moves in. That does, I believe that is a Hound Eye. I think that's supposed to be a Hound Eye. It's a pretty cool build. Maybe not optimal, but we're not playing ranked, so it doesn't matter. Pretty cool stuff. But we're going to go ahead, blink back over here. We don't want them assaulting and taking middle, so I'm going to hang out here and help defend and drive these enemies back while my teammates heal up. We definitely can't have them on mid. Looks like we are taking our near point back, so I'm going to go ahead, come over here to near. The tank is trying to sit on it. They've got DSMs too, so we've got a mess of DSMs and freaking EMPs going off on the point, and I do take enough damage to destroy me, but that was kind of the plan this time, is I was going to hang out as long as it took and take the death to try and stall that capture. Just didn't work. We've got a couple guys over working on far point, so I guess that's okay that they took mid. I stalled it just a little bit, and we're going to come over here and help defend our near point. Got 2 bots on it. Shotgun build is not something you really want to be toe-to-toe with, so I'm pretty much ignoring the plasma bot, and I'm trying to shoot his guns off, at least one of them on one side, so I can then stay on that side. But they've also got, this plasma build has obviously got nanos, so I'm not going to be able to pull it off. But I've got the EMP to pop, so I pop it. We're still stalling him here. Pop a shield because I think maybe it'll help me buy the time to get some auto healing going, but it just doesn't work. So I'm going to hang out here as long as I think I can without dying. We're going to go ahead and blink back to base. They're going to finish the cap finally, but I stalled them for a good bit. This is a tactic I use with these support builds a lot. Even a dedicated medic is I can't shoot them back, but I can play stupid games with that DSM and the EMP to make them take a really long time to cap a point. So I do that. It's a valid and very effective tactic. I've seen guys that only use, they use a bot. It's a hover, and it's got no weapons at all on it. It's just cubes, hover blades, and a bunch of the tier 2 electrode plates, and those things are really tough to kill. Those T2 electrode plates are pretty effective and efficient at soaking up damage, and this thing is absolutely covered in them. It's like an armadillo. It's probably even called an armadillo. That's what I would call it for sure. So it is an extremely valid tactic. Obviously, I'm not as tough as one of those with this build, but it is a really well-built bot. It's got a lot of protection. It's got a core that can fly away, heavily damaged. So we're going to use that to our advantage. And if you notice what I did there, speaking of cores, that guy had a blink and a DSM packed in together on the back of his tank. So those were the first 2 things that I shot off because they're very high CPU parts. And while they're tough, once you destroy those parts, he doesn't have a lot of hit points left to take before he explodes. So next I aimed for the radar jammer. It's a big, easy target to hit. It's worth 30 CPU. Then I move down the chain, shoot off his electro plate, another reasonably high CPU part. It does have a higher hit point to CPU ratio than cubes, so in that case, technically I would be better off shooting cubes, but the E-plate was easy to hit, so I did that. I shut off a couple guns, shot a couple cubes, and his bot was gone. So targeting modules and really high CPU parts, very effective, and as you can see, the stalling helped out a lot. I'm sure I didn't win this game all by myself. I had good, competent players on my team, and that's why we won. I was just a part of the team. And you're going to see you don't really score that well when you do things like that, but you're definitely contributing to the team. So it's not all about score. Play the game, have fun. See you next time.